Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 17 of Jersey Wednesday. And instead of going through the process of creating a jersey, I wanted to showcase and basically review and discuss every jersey I've ever made. So, if you've been following the playlist, I only made 16 in that playlist, and that was basically the second half of my third NHL set. So here you're going to be seeing everything I've ever made. And we're going to start with the ECHL jerseys, because I think they're a little worse. So first up, we have the Adirondack Thunder. It's good. I don't really think I have anything specific to say about this, and I think that's how it's going to go for a lot of these ECHL jerseys. I probably should have put the ECHL logo on the front of it, like I did with the NHL logo. I don't know why I decided not to do that. It's really weird that there's two teams in the ECHL called the Thunder, but... Next up, we have the Allen Americans. And I didn't want to go through the process of looking up all these teams' captains and getting their numbers, but I do think all of these jerseys would look better with a number on them. That might just be me. I don't know. But that's Allen. I don't love the logo I chose for this one. I just wanted to choose a logo that wasn't the primary one, which you can see on the right shoulder. Next up, we have the Atlanta Gladiators. Now, I really like this color scheme. I'm a big fan of this. I still think it's missing the numbers. Like, I'm going to think that about every jersey on here. But I love the color scheme here. We got the Bloomington Bison. So this is to the point where I've just like given up on trying to find shoulder patches for these as well. And I don't know. I don't know why with the ECHL uniforms I just like didn't put as much effort into them as I did with the NHL ones, but hey, that's why we're starting with them. Bloomington, cool color scheme, cool logo. Pretty standard jersey. Cincinnati Cyclones. Yeah, I don't think I have anything specific to say about this, except there probably should be some gray on the bottom of the jersey as well. Because there's gray in the middle and there's gray up top, but there's none on the bottom. And that is a design choice that I've tried my best to avoid ever since, but... We got the Florida Everblades. Now, I think the teeth look goofy, but I also think it's kind of cool. It also took me way more effort than it should have just to get that to look nice. But I remember that being a hassle. And I think I had to make that jersey twice, because I think Photoshop crashed the first time I was making it. I don't like that I use gray as the primary here for the comments. I probably would use black and just swap the black and silver, basically. I think that would look much nicer. It'd be a little bit more, like, standard, I guess. And it's probably similar to something they've already done, but I don't love the gray as the primary here. The Greenville Swamp Rabbits. I do like the grass pattern along the torso, but I think it could have been implemented better. Overall, I think I like this jersey, though. Got the Idaho Steelheads, a nice little wave pattern. Something that I'm not foreign to using. I've used it a few times. But, I mean, I think it looks nice here. As mentioned before, I think all these jerseys would look better with numbers, so the arms aren't as plain. But I think this is good. The Indy Fuel. Pretty basic jersey, but it does look nice. Yeah, I don't know if there's much I would change here, except maybe some more color in the collar. And probably a logo on the shoulders. Got the Iowa Heartlanders. Their color scheme is very interesting to me. Just the yellow being a key color. I do think it looks nice. Yeah, I'm not sure what I would change about this one. I would have to look more into the team itself. The Jacksonville Icemen. Really nice color scheme here. I like the uniform striping. That's like a fairly unique pattern. I guess it's not that unique, but it is a nice looking pattern. And it's consistent across the arms and the torso. Maybe could have added a stroke to the logo so you can see that left side of the puck that's blue a little better, but I think you can differentiate it well enough. We got the Kalamazoo Wings. So for those of you who watched episode 16, the most recent episode, which was the Winnipeg Jets jersey, I wanted to replicate something like this in the torso with the blue to red gradient, but for some reason it just didn't look as appealing to me. And so I went with the top to bottom gradient instead, and I actually think I ended up liking that better. But I do like how it looks here. The only thing I would change about this is I used some really low quality images for the wings. And so you can see around here just like the fraying, or like the staticky look, I guess, on the outer edges of the wings. And it just doesn't look good. So I think if I were to do this again, I would just get higher quality images or to like soften those up. Got the Kansas City Mavericks. This one might be a little too plain for me. Yeah, there's just like not really anything. It looks like a practice jersey. But once again, I think that's not helped by the lack of numbers and logos on the shoulders. We got the Maine Mariners, and I think this one looks pretty good. It's definitely a technique I've used before with the sleeves and torso, but if it works, it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, as they say. And I love that logo that they use. That is a really nice logo. We got the Norfolk Admirals, and I love the rope being used as the striping here. I love it a lot. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. It does kind of give me like a Long John Silver's vibe. But I think as a jersey, it looks really nice. So this one, I just got like a little too goofy with the Orlando Solar Bears, which to be fair, it's a goofy team. But, man, I just realized there's 3 ECHL teams in Florida. But yeah, the gradient doesn't look great. The quality of the image here doesn't help. It probably looked better before I exported it as a PNG and put it on Google Slides. But in general, I probably wouldn't use a gradient this way again, and I haven't, so. We have the Rapid City Rush, nice and clean. I think the striping works well with the logo, and I'm pretty happy with this one. We got the Reading Royals, pretty basic, but the colors work well together. It's not too busy, but it's also not boring, so I think this one works. We got the Savannah Ghost Pirates. What a name, first of all. And secondly, I love the little wave we've got going on between the sleeves and the torso. I think it gives that a little bit... I don't know if I should say spooky feel, because it's not really spooky. But I guess ghost-like? I don't know. But the lime green... I think the lime green looks better here than it would on an actual real-life jersey, but I could be wrong. We have the South Carolina Stingrays. So this also does something really cool that I like. The nice little ocean pattern in the sleeves and the torso here. And I think that brings it out a little bit. Like it might take you a second to realize it, but once you do, I think it's something that you appreciate. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. This is another one I got a little goofy on, but it's something I could see being made. I do like the chains to like create like a sort of medieval feel through the striping here. I think the only thing I would change about this one is the coloring. I think I would probably change the main blue to like a black, and then keep that darker blue on the outside. I think that's the only thing I would do differently with this one. I'm going to call it Three Rivers because I don't want to butcher the French pronunciation. But the Lions, nonetheless. I know I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan, but... bit disgraceful for me to not be able to pronounce this, but anyways. I'm pretty happy with this. I think maybe the only thing I would change is to include some red, because they do wear red in their normal jerseys. But it's not anywhere in the logo, so... Speaking of, that is a fantastic logo, including the fleur-de-lis. It's a beautiful logo. You got the Tulsa Oilers. Kind of similar to the Indy Fuel jersey, just kind of there, kind of basic. But that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not really all that interesting. But, you know, overall, I think it looks good. We got the Utah Grizzlies, and man, that is an abomination. The bottom of the jersey looks terrible. I don't know why I thought this was good enough to save, but I would absolutely redo this jersey if I was making it now. Like, I would scrap this. Like, I know what I was going for with, like, a sort of mountain range type thing, Utah, but it just does not look good. And I don't even know if the mountain look comes across at all when you're looking at this. We got the Wheeling Nailers. I might have gone a little overboard with the nails in the sleeves and the collar. I think if I were to change anything, just take the ones out of the sleeves, leave the ones on the collar. But overall, I think it's good. And then now we have my favorite team, and the reason that I'm doing an that I did an ECHL set at all, I probably won't do another one. The Wichita Thunder. So I made 3 jerseys for the Thunder, because once again, they're my favorite team. We have a standard home jersey, and I'm pretty happy with this. I like how it looks a lot. We have the away jersey, which is just a recoloring of the home, and same thing. I'm happy with it, and I like how it looks. And we have an alternate jersey. So they haven't used that logo in a long time. I would definitely not be against bringing it back, and I love the lightning bolts on the sleeves. I think that looks really nice. And don't worry, you will see it again. Not for ECHL, but... And our I believe this is the last ECHL team and jersey. We have the Worcester Railers. Beautiful logo, and I basically just had to not mess it up from there. And yeah, I'm happy with how this looks. So that is in fact all of our ECHL jerseys. So now we've got 96 jerseys to look at, including the 16 that I've previously done for Jersey Wednesday. Starting with my first Anaheim Ducks jersey, the logo is too high. I think that's the main thing I would change about this. Just move the logo down a bit. Maybe don't use gray as the primary color. That's just something that I like to do a lot, weirdly, when I first started doing this. I do think it looks nice, but I just think a different color would look better. I think there are some teams that silver works a lot better for than others, and I'm not sure the Ducks is one of them. But we have my second Ducks jersey. So when I did my second set of NHL jerseys, I wanted to use a logo that had never been on the front of an NHL jersey before. So I went and chose this one, and I think it looks good. Maybe, once again, too much silver in the jersey. But outside of the logo itself, I like how this one looks. And then we have my most recent Ducks jersey, and easily my favorite of the 3. I love two-tone jerseys. I try not to use that as like a crutch. So I try not to do two-tone jerseys too often. Otherwise, I probably would have done it for the Capitals, because I did have that idea. But I decided not to. But I love how this one looks. I love how this came out. Really happy with this one. So next up, we got version 1 of the Coyotes. Basically just going a little different with the coloring of their Kachina jersey. And because this was like one of the first few jerseys I ever made, I didn't have the skill to replicate the pattern that's on their Kachina jersey. So I didn't try because I didn't want to butcher it. The only thing weird about this one is that the number and the captaincy letter, or I guess assistant captain here, is the only thing that's white in the whole jersey. Everything else is off-white. And that's bad. Like, I don't like that. But, like I said, this was very early. So, version 2, once again, trying to use a logo that I'd never seen used before. And I kind of like the purple with the maroon. I don't know if most people would like it, but I am a fan of this, I think. Go next to the Boston Bruins. Unfortunately, Arizona Coyotes forced to move. So, we only have 2 Coyotes jerseys. But we have 2 Coyotes jerseys, 1 Utah jersey, and then every other team has 3. And Bruins here, once again, I love two-tone jerseys, so I like this a lot. It looks really nice. The only thing is the numbers are a little too high, and they're like either off-centered or small. I'm not sure which, but the numbers could definitely look better. Version 2, I'm really happy with this as well. I think this one looks really nice. The old school look. Yeah, I don't think there was anything I would change about this one. In version 3, I really like this one too. It sucks because big rival of Montreal is Boston, but I feel like I'm really happy with all 3 jerseys I made for them. The slashes on the bottom might be a little too much, but I like it. Next up, we got the Buffalo Sabres. This one is just obvious. What if they use their current logo with their old colors? Is it better than either of those jerseys? No, it's absolutely not. So I like that they're using what people refer to as the goat head jersey as an alternate, because that jersey is just really nice looking. But keep this with blue. Now, speaking of which, our second jersey, just kind of taking the Buffalo out. And I like this one a lot. This is probably my favorite of the 3 Sabres jerseys I made. And yeah, I don't really have any notes about this one. This is my most recent one. And yeah, I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's kind of just an in-between there for me. Yeah, I do think my second one is the best of the 3. I tried to do some writing in the collar there because it's not something I tried before, so we were experimenting with that a little bit. There are some times when I like the writing in the collar, sometimes when I hate it. But that's how design can be. So next up we got the Calgary Flames. So something that I don't like that I did in both this one and the second Flames jersey I made, was just one solid color for the shoulders. I would have liked a white stripe at the bottom of these shoulders. But I do think Blassie in red and yellow is kind of sick. I'm kind of surprised they haven't done something similar to that yet. But as you'll see in the second jersey, again, just a solid color for the shoulders, and I don't like that. There are times when I think that can work, but not here. And it's really strange to me that they haven't, like, gone back to the heritage of the Atlanta Flames at all. Like, they haven't used this logo. It is weird to me because that is something the NHL loves to do, is like throwback style jerseys. The Carolina Hurricanes get a Whalers jersey every year, so. And now we have my most recent version. Just a logo that had been put to the shoulder before, and I was like, that looks like it could go on the front. Why not? This one's alright. I do like the shoulder here, how it, like, cuts in. I do like that. But nothing really too special about this one. Speaking of Whalers jerseys, we have the Hurricanes one, and honestly, I like this a lot. Is it a cop-out? Is it obvious? Maybe, but I still think it looks good. Only thing I would change is add a white stripe down here to fit with the logo and the shoulders up top. That's the only thing I would change. Now we got V2. Silver again, because I didn't want to do black or red, because that's what all of their jerseys are. But, I mean, I like that logo a lot. I know some people really don't like it, and I think the current one is better. I don't know if I would necessarily disagree with that, but I do like that logo. And my most recent Canes jersey, we just got a little wacky with this one. And I think it's okay to get wacky sometimes. The logo does look strange at first glance, but if you like get used to it a bit, it kind of grows on you, or at least it did for me. So I've never been a fan of the Canes on the front of the jersey, so I wasn't going to do that. I don't like that their away jersey just says that. So we got the Chicago Blackhawks. Once again, I love two-tone jerseys. And this is a logo that I'm just surprised that we never see on the front of a jersey. Like, it's been on their shoulder patch for decades, but never featured front and center. It's definitely not sized or placed correctly in this one, but This was pretty early on, and I wasn't being as meticulous about that, and I was just kind of having fun with it. But we have our next Blackhawks jersey. It looks like a Blackhawks jersey. If you tell someone to point out a Blackhawks jersey and you took the logo off this, they'd be able to point it out. Just the big black and white striping with the red base. And we got the third one. Really similar, but just throwing some off-white in there because I also really like off-white. That's something I try not to overuse as well, but I'll definitely use it every now and then. Going into the Colorado Avalanche. So I actually had to remake this jersey. And this little swoop pattern looked cleaner the first time I made it, and I just couldn't replicate it properly. But it still looks alright overall. I think gray could work as an Avalanche jersey color. I don't think this is the best execution that I could have had for this, but Jersey 2, this is probably my favorite of the 3 Avalanche jerseys. I like this one a lot. I like the way the striping looks. I like the logo on the front. I like the balance of it. Just really happy with this one. My most recent, why not bring back the word mark? Some people really don't like word marks on jerseys. I know I mentioned I don't like the Canes one, but in general, I don't have anything against word marks in particular. And it's something we haven't seen for a long time, so who knows? Moving on to the Columbus Blue Jackets. So I was like, something that I just did a lot when going through my first time making NHL jerseys and just not being able to come up with like super creative ideas because I didn't have that much skill yet to do cooler stuff. I was thinking, well, let's take their current logo and make it look the color of a different logo. So I took the standard Blue Jackets logo and made it to the color scheme of the Cannon logo. And we saw that earlier with the Hurricanes. Did we see that with the Ducks? No, I don't think so. But yeah, I still think this looks nice. It is a little weird to see the Columbus or Ohio flag without red in it, but go on to our next one. This one, I could definitely make improvements to this one, I think is a way to put it. The logo doesn't feel right. The stars in the sleeve don't look good. They look kind of just like they're there. But this is easily my favorite Blue Jackets jersey that I've made. The flag waving in the sleeves is so nice to me. I think maybe the only thing I would change is adding a second white stripe to here so it matches the number of stripes in the sleeves. But in general, I'm a huge fan of this jersey. I like it a lot. Moving on to the Dallas Stars. Why don't they use yellow anymore? I still think it looks good. I think it looks good here. And they just kind of scrapped it. Speaking of, going back to the old logo, I don't know if I like the gray here. I wanted to keep the yellow just because I think they look really nice in the yellow. But this one's okay. It's not as good as the last one by any means. And then this one, it's basic, but it's good. Like, it works for a reason. And this one doesn't have any yellow in it, but I still think it looks really nice. So Detroit. Detroit is tough because they have basically never changed anything. So this first one, it's really basic. It's just off-white instead of white, but it looks good, so I'm happy with it. Second one, we use a different logo, and instead of the off-white, we incorporate some silver. Nothing too crazy. And I was like, you know, for the third one, I want to do something actually unique. So we have a really, like, interesting sleeve going in the shoulder pattern here with the white. And I really like how this one came out. Like, it looks different, but it still feels like a Detroit jersey to me. Next up, we got the Edmonton Oilers. Pretty basic jersey here, just throwing in some silver. Nothing too crazy about it. I do like that due to the angle that the template is in, the Comet logo just looks like it's falling straight down. Next up, this was when I was just trying to use a logo that hasn't been used before. And I didn't know that logo existed, but I think it looks nice on a jersey, to be honest. I kind of like it. Then we have the most recent one. Just basically took the cog and took the word mark out of the logo. Added some like liquidy type sleeves. I like it, honestly. I think this would actually look good with an off-white, now that I'm looking at it more. But like I said, that's something that I don't want to overuse. But I think this on an off-white jersey would be great for like a Winter Classic type jersey. Or Heritage Classic. Because who needs Canadian teams in the Winter Classic, am I right? Anyway. Florida Panthers. I like it, but I don't really have anything strong to say about it. It's good. Now this, I love this jersey. It's one of the 3, along with the 3rd Ducks jersey that I made, that is on the thumbnail of this video. And for good reason. Like, that claw striping is beautiful. I love it so much. This logo is beautiful. I love everything about this jersey. And for a 3rd jersey, I really like this one too. It's nice and simple and incorporates that logo. I think they used that on their 2nd reverse retro jersey, if I'm remembering correctly. But with their normal color scheme instead of the like sky blue that they used. But no, I really like this. That's definitely supposed to say V3 instead of V1. Oh well. Next up, we got the LA Kings. I think they should bring purple back into their like current primary color scheme. That's basically just what I did here, and I think it looks really nice. I love the black, silver, and purple. As evidence, here's jersey 2, which I also think is really good. I like this jersey as well. I think I like this better than the first one, the last one. And once again, we're using purple, because it looks good. I like it a lot. I'm not sure how I feel about this recolored Kings logo up here, but I think probably my favorite of the 3 is this one. But I do like this one as well. Next up, we got the Minnesota Wild. Just a nice, simple off-white jersey. I believe it's called, like, wheat is Minnesota's color here. I could be wrong. But, in general, nice jersey. Nice and simple. Then we've got this one, which just... this one... I don't love it, I don't hate it. It reminds me of the Allen Americans jersey. It just kind of exists. There's nothing really innovative going on here. But then we've got this one. It looks a little Christmassy, but it's not my fault they wear red and green. But no, I am a big fan of this one. It's probably my favorite Wild jersey of the 3 that I've made. I think maybe I would have changed the striping on the sleeves a little bit, but other than that, I like this one. Now we've got my favorite team. This jersey sucks. I'll admit it. I had no ideas, and I threw this together, and it's bad. So we can just move on to this one, which I like a lot. I wanted to find a version of the Globe logo that didn't have champions on it, because they're not world champions right now. But I couldn't find it, and I wasn't skilled enough to make it myself. So this is what we deal with. But I really like this jersey. So this jersey may look a little weird and stupid, but it's in reference to one of their first sweaters they ever wore that had this like diagonal pattern over the torso. Is it better than the normal jersey? No, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to create anything better than that. But I do think it's creative, and I do think it actually looks nice with context. Moving on to the Nashville Predators. Just wear blue again, please. I'm not a big fan of yellow as the primary on a jersey, and I would love for them to bring the navy blue back as the primary color. And speaking of, this jersey looks clean as hell, and I love it. I love this jersey. I think it's rare that the first jersey I made for a team is my favorite. I think it's usually the 2nd or 3rd. But this one is probably my favorite for Nashville. So we go into the 3rd one, which is probably a little too busy. I think this one's a a little too busy. I don't think it's bad, but I think there's too much going on. Moving on to the New Jersey Devils. Some people really didn't like that I combined the black with the green and red. I like this a lot. I'm still a pretty big fan of this. I think the sleeve striping is unique and different. I like this jersey. Now we've got this one. I think the placement of the logo could be better. But other than that, I like this jersey. I don't really have anything specific against it. And then we've got this one, which I like a lot. I like this one. I think my first one with the green was probably my favorite. But I think this one is good as well. The Islanders, I didn't really know what to do for the Islanders. So we did the down the sleeve thing, but it's a little different than times I've done it before. Overall, I think it's good. Nothing really too interesting to say about it. Islanders version 2, we got the lighthouse logo with that old style fisherman teal and silver. I think I probably shouldn't have used silver. I think I would just turn that white and maybe add a little more white around the edge of the logo here. But other than that, I think I'm happy with this one. Then my most recent Islanders jersey, I was trying to do something new and different. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then someone told me it looks like a British jersey. And now I can't unsee it. It absolutely does. Overall, I think I'm still happy with this jersey, but it kind of looks like a Union Jack. Next up, we got the Rangers. Great logo. Pretty nice striping here. Like, just a lot of positives going on with this jersey. Next up, just a logo that they wore once, I think. And I was like, why not try to put that on a jersey? It looks fine. There's nothing really special to say about it. Then we got my most recent one. I love two-tone jerseys. I like this a lot. There were some Rangers fans that really didn't like this, but I'm a big fan of this. I like it. Ottawa Senators. This would have been like really soon after they changed their logo, I think, back to this one. But, I mean, it's a Senators jersey, red, black, and gold. Now, I am a big fan of this one. I like this jersey a lot. I like the logo. I basically took these on the right and copied and put them back over on the left. And if you look closely, you can see where they don't like align up perfectly. But I think in general, it looks pretty good, and I'm happy with how it came out. And then we have our most recent jersey. It's off-white. It's got the old O. I think it looks good. There's nothing really too special about it, but I do think it's a nice jersey. So the Flyers, I didn't really know what to do for the Flyers because, like Detroit, they've never changed anything. Yeah, Detroit and Philadelphia are the hardest teams to come up with ideas for, so I was like, off-white jersey. That's what I did. And the second one, not too dissimilar an idea. I think the only bad thing here is the logo is the only part of the jersey that doesn't include off-white and normal white. And that just kind of makes it look weird, but... Next up, we got my current Flyers jersey, and I was like, okay, I can't use off-white again. I did it twice already. So let's try to come up with some new ideas, and I've never done this with the torso before. And it looks a little crazy, but I think it works. I like it. It looks like a Flyers jersey. Yeah. Next up, we got the Penguins. This one's really simple, but it's really clean. It looks great to me. The Robo Penguin jersey with just like the diagonal striping. I like this one a lot. This is beautiful. I love this. I wouldn't call it like a recreation, more like a reimagining of the first jersey they ever wore, and I think it looks great. I really like this a lot. Jersey 3, we got a little stupid with this one. This was the jersey I made. Then afterwards I was like, okay, let's tone down the silliness a little bit. But I mean, I still don't hate it, to be honest with you. I do think there's some charm in it. Moving on to the San Jose Sharks. Nice and simple. Old school looking jersey. Looks nice. Looks like something I'd wear. Jersey number 2. Why is there a teal stripe here? And not here? Just get rid of that. Why'd you put that there? I don't know. And it looks bad. So I just wish that wasn't there. I don't know why. I thought that looked good. But oh well. I do think this is one of the best looking waves I've made in a jersey. But we have the most recent one. And I kind of like that logo. I think the only thing I would change here is the shoulders. I don't really like how the shoulders look. But in general, I like this a lot, I think. Just the numbers moving along with the waves in the sleeves, I think looks good. So we got the Seattle Kraken. I'm shocked they haven't put this logo on the front of a jersey yet, because it really is a brilliant logo. The Seattle Space Needle coming out of the anchor it's just awesome. It's a fantastic logo, wonderfully designed. This one kind of sucks. I tried to go with a tentacle style pattern on the sleeves. It just doesn't work. It doesn't look good. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything like great about this jersey. This one, on the other hand, I really like this one. It uses the anchor logo again, but I mean, hey, they only have 2 logos. What are you gonna do? And it's just like, this actually is a tentacle. You can see that. And it's way better and nicer. Next up, we got the St. Louis Blues. I really like this jersey. There were some Blues fans that didn't like it, thought it was too much red, but they've used red plenty of times. Like, their second reverse retro had a lot of red in it. The first reverse retro is mainly red. But they're named after the music genre, people, not the color. Next up, we got this really old school looking one. Just an old logo. Like I said previously, in the second NHL series, I was just trying to use logos that hadn't been on the front of a jersey before. So in came this guy. And we've got the third one. The shoulders are a little too much, but other than that, I like this jersey. I think it is interesting trying to use both shades of blue. But yeah, I just think the shoulders could use some work. Maybe just get rid of that extra stripe on the top and it would look a lot better, I think. Keep accidentally clicking off the thing. So, as I mentioned with the Thunder jersey, I really like the lightning bolt on the sleeves. I think it looks pretty good here. But, Tampa Bay Lightning. It's a nice jersey. I would love... The shoulder patches are definitely weird here. Like, they're weird. But I think that's more due to the template itself. But yeah, I would love for Tampa to go back to just have blue and black on the same jersey. I don't get why they refuse to do that, and now they just look like a Maple Leafs knockoff, but... Version 2. It feels like early 2000s Tampa. The lightning style pattern at the bottom of the jersey with the long black sleeves. And then we got version 3, which not really anything super special happening here, just a new torso thing I decided to try. And I think it looks good. I'm probably never going to make a lightning jersey that doesn't have black in it. Just because it looks so much better than just simple blue and white. Speaking of just blue and white, it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. This might still be the best jersey I've ever made. I hate to say it because it's a Leafs jersey, but this might be the best one. The Maple Leaf sleeves, the silhouettes on the shoulder, I just love everything about this jersey. The second one, it's good, but it's boring. You know? The looks like their Winter Classic jersey. I just didn't have any ideas. But, I mean, yeah, I've done better. Obviously, as we just saw with the first one. And then we have the most recent one. I really like this. I think if I were to change anything, I would just remove these stripes around the numbers. But it's like combining the past with the present. Combining the Toronto Arenas with the Toronto Maple Leafs. And that's the Arenas T in the middle of the Leaf logo there. And I really like this jersey. I will defend this jersey till the day I die. We have my single Utah Mammoth jersey. Pretty much just making a sky blue jersey. I think it looks good. There's not really too many ideas for Utah right now because they barely existed. But they at least have branding that I can use, so. Next up, we got the Vancouver Canucks. We got a green and blue skate logo. I like it. It might be overdone. I think it looks good. It was my first Vancouver jersey. Next up, we got the, well, I don't know if you'd call it the Lumberjack logo, but because it's not the one that's actually skating. But we got the Canucks. Just a nice green jersey. I think I would maybe make the logo a little bit bigger and make the shoulder patches look better because they definitely look weird. But in general, I'd say I like this. And the most recent one, it's pretty good. I like this a lot. Just once again, off-white, big fan of that. I like the recoloring of these two logos up here. But yeah, like, I've got nothing negative to say about this jersey. Next up, Vegas. So we were getting a little goofy with this one. This was my early stage of goofiness. I do still like this idea of the suits, but it's just too much. The coloring balance is off. There's too much going on. It's just not really all that well designed. But I don't think it's, like, terrible. Second one, really simple. Thin striping on the torso, but high striping on the sleeves. I mean, the lettering and the numbers probably should have used different colors, but probably should have just made those white. I don't know why I didn't. But overall, I like this jersey. Now we have my most recent Vegas jersey. No real reason for why the torso and sleeve striping is the way that it is, but I think it looks nice. I really like this recolored secondary logo here. If the only thing I would change is maybe just put that on the front instead of the Knight helmet. But I really like this jersey. I'm a big fan. Got the Washington Capitals. I am shocked they haven't done this. Why have they not brought back the Capitol building logo? Because they've been using this diagonal eagle a ton in the last few years, but they haven't brought back that one. Got the second one, which is using the W that they had as an alternate for a bit, but putting it back in the old color scheme. I like it. I think it looks good. I think the coloring balance could be a little bit better because there's a lot of black up in the shoulders, but the striping is kind of small. And then we have our most recent one. I think the only thing I would change about this one is maybe using a different logo. But other than that, I really like this jersey. I'm a really big fan of it. The W style striping in the shoulders just looks good. Like, I have nothing bad to say about this jersey. And last but not least, we have the Winnipeg Jets. Pretty simple jersey here. Just their old logo, but on a red jersey instead of a blue one. It's nice. Nothing really too special to say about it. We have version 2, which is probably better than the last one. I like this one. It's a deeper red. It's a unique logo that hasn't been on the front before. And our final jersey, Jersey Wednesday, Week 16, we've got the Gradient Jets jersey, which I'm still a big fan of. I like this. I think it looks good. But yeah, that is every jersey that I've ever made. And that is going to do it for this edition of Jersey Wednesday. Next week, we'll be starting a new series of actually designing jerseys. And thanks for coming along for the ride.